All right, today we're going to take a tour of a seriously incredible optical instrument. It's more powerful and more complex than you probably imagine, and here's the best part. You already own it. We are talking about your eye. So let me just ask you this. What if you were born with a high-performance, living, breathing telescope, one that connects you, like, directly to the cosmos? Well, you were. It's true. Your eye is, for all intents and purposes, a biological telescope. It's got all the key parts, all the features of a modern, super sophisticated camera system, and it's built right into your head. So how can we say your eye is actually a telescope? Well, let's break down the anatomy of this thing piece by piece. We're going to compare it to its man-made counterpart, and honestly, the parallels are just amazing. Okay, so this is where it gets really, really clear. Your cornea and your lens, they work together to focus light, which is exactly what the main lens on a telescope does. The iris, the colored part of your eye, it controls how much light gets in. That's literally the job of an aperture on a camera. And the retina, way in the back, that's your digital sensor. That's the detector. Yeah, the retina is this incredible light-sensitive layer of tissue at the very back of your eyeball. Its whole job is to catch incoming photons, particles of light, and turn them into electrical signals that your brain can actually understand. It's the living biological version of a CCD sensor in a pro-level telescope. And get this is a wild fact from neuroscientist Andrew Huberman. The retina is quite literally a piece of your brain that's just not inside your skull. It's an outcropping of your central nervous system. I mean, what a mind-blowing way to think about how directly connected we are to the world we're seeing. So if our eyes are telescopes, how do they actually stack up against the ones we build out of glass and metal? Well, let's dive into the unique superpowers of our own biological instruments. Now, obviously, a big telescope can gather way more light from super faint, distant objects and see much finer detail. But our eyes have some incredible advantages built right in. For one, we process color instantly. We also have this amazing dynamic range. We can see in bright daylight and in dim twilight. But our biggest superpower is something else entirely. So what's our biggest advantage? It really just comes down to this one number, 150 degrees. In the world of optics, that is a gigantic, colossal figure. It is the astonishingly wide field of view that your two eyes give you. And this chart just says it all, doesn't it? A typical telescope might see, maybe 2 degrees of the sky at a time? Our 150-degree view gives us this incredible situational awareness. You can see why we evolved it, right? It's a survival trait, to make sure nothing could sneak up on us. Now, this wide view is powered by 2 different kinds of special cells in your retina, rods and cones. Here's a super simple way to remember it. C for cones, C for color. They work best in bright light. Rods, on the other hand, they're your low-light specialists. They only detect brightness, not color. And just knowing that is the key to a really cool stargazing trick. Yeah, knowing about rods and cones isn't just some textbook theory. It's the key to literally hacking your own biological telescope. So let's look at a few ways you can actually train your eyes to see more of the night sky. This technique is called averted vision, and here's how you do it. Find a really faint star and look right at it. You'll notice it might even disappear. Okay, now look just a little bit to the side of it, and boom, suddenly the star pops back into view, maybe even brighter than before. Why? Because you're shifting that faint light off your color-sensing cones in the center of your vision and onto your much more light-sensitive rod cells in your periphery. It works every time. But there's one more absolutely crucial ingredient for great night vision, and that's patience. Your eyes need time to fully adapt to the dark. There's a chemical called rhodopsin that has to build up in your rod cells. How much time? A full 30 minutes. That's why serious stargazers are so careful to avoid even looking at their phones or any other bright light while they're observing. And your overall health actually matters a lot too. Good fitness makes sure you have proper blood flow to all those tiny vessels in your eyes. If you're at a high altitude, getting more oxygen can dramatically increase your vision sensitivity. And yeah, it's probably best to avoid things like alcohol and nicotine, since both of them can impair your night vision. Okay, so now that we know how our own instrument works, and even how to optimize it, let's connect all this to one of the most profound moments in all of human history. Let's talk about what it feels like to be a true explorer.
So back in 1609 and 1610, Galileo pointed a very simple, very small telescope at the sky. Honestly, it was less powerful than many you can buy for fun today. And in just a matter of months, he discovered craters on the moon, he found 4 moons orbiting Jupiter, and he saw that the Pleiades star cluster was filled with countless stars nobody had ever seen before. In an instant, he completely changed our place in the universe. And here is the beautiful part. You don't need a time machine. You don't need a billion-dollar observatory to relive that moment. With a really basic, inexpensive telescope, you can go into your own backyard tonight and see the exact same moons, the same craters, the same stars that Galileo first laid his eyes on over 400 years ago.
As the astronomer Brian Keating puts it, you will not only see what Galileo saw, you'll feel what Galileo felt. Just think about that for a second. You can experience the exact same feeling of awe and discovery that literally shifted human consciousness. It is a connection to history unlike anything else in science. How cool is that?
So whether you're using just your eyes or maybe a simple telescope, you are taking part in this incredible, ancient tradition of just looking up. The universe is waiting. What will you discover with the instrument you were born with?